My name is Sonia Williams, and I am 17 years old.
Hi, Sonia.
My name is Leah Wolfsberg, and I am 17 years old.
My name is Thomas Chadwick, and I'm 17 years old.
Before we begin, I want you to hear a little bit about where I am coming from and my perspective. I am half Malaysian, but as my dad likes to call it, I'm also half Californian redneck. So I was raised around guns, but now the objects that I was comfortable with are now striking fear into the hearts of my peers, and this is unacceptable. Myself, along with Thomas and Leah, stand before you today to advocate for the safety of our lives and the lives of American youth, and to stand up against gun violence in our country. In a time as dire as this, our country needs students to stand up and advocate for their lives. During the Greensboro sit-ins, it was students who put an end to discrimination. It was students who put an end to the Vietnam War. It was students who have driven the Black Lives Matter movement, and now it is students who must advocate for the safety in our schools and the protection of our lives. It is our time, once again, to stand up and invoke change in order to prevent more young lives from being stolen at the hands of a school shooter.
Now, we must demand a different right. The right for us to go to school or college and not worry that someone armed with an assault rifle can enter and kill us firing 45 rounds a minute. The NRA says the Second Amendment is sacred. I say the lives of each and every one of us is far more sacred. So I believe it is time for America to rethink the Second Amendment. America, it is time for a change. It is time for us to change gun culture. Now is the time to reform our gun laws to prevent more mass shootings. I say the ease with which anyone can keep and bear arms is an infringement on my right to go to school, free of the fear that our school may be the scene of a mass murder, like it was at Marjory Stoneman Douglas when 17 of us died. Like it was at Sandy Hook, where 28 of us died. Like it was at Virginia Tech, where 33 of us died. Like it was at Columbine, when 15 of us died. Like it was at Aztec, when 2 of us died. We must learn from history, not ignore it. The writing of the Constitution was in 1791 was a long time ago. Our country no longer tolerates slavery or the suppression of the woman's right to vote. Time has moved on, and so should our country. Thank you.
And so now we are here as students to march for our lives. Trevor Noah said, if kids are old enough to be shot, they're old enough to have an opinion about being shot. Our life, our most basic human right, our life, which comes before liberty and the pursuit of happiness, our life, which we now fear for every day we walk into our schools. We are here to advocate for civility and common sense, Americans have polarized the meaning of the Second Amendment. Those who seek to harm others do not contribute to a well-regulated militia, and they should never have access to guns. Nobody should have access to the accessories which turn that gun fully automatic. Machine guns were banned from the general public in 1986 for the sole purpose of avoiding the mass shootings which we see today anyway. How is an assault rifle that has been tampered with any better than the guns which America has banned? It's not. America is one of the only countries in the world today that treats gun ownership as a right and not a privilege, and it is the only developed country that continuously sees gun violence. It's time for our legislatures to stand up and protect the children of this state and of this country. Two New Mexico students, our fellow students in Aztec, is too many. Of the three of us who all have different perspectives on gun control can sit down and figure out a reasonable compromise, why can't our legislature?
Thank you. Now we will give the floor over to Pewaukee High School.